Yuan Tong Ling Ming. Back inside. I mean this in two versions. Version number one is being back inside again. From the last web class to this web class, we're back inside the room from having been outside. And so we are wanting to bring our focus also inside our consciousness. So going internal. When we are going internal, we are bringing our focus onto the trinity of Qing, Qi and Shen. And before I go into this, I would like to ask you to just give me a moment to say thank you for all your beautiful feedback of last class. I'm very happy that you all liked it so very much. And I do hope that the information about the replacement or the replacement information is something that you can use from now on often, and that it will help you a lot. And that the practice of practicing, focusing on Qi with open eyes also is something that is more closer to your recognition now, so that you think about it more often and that you associate with Qi more often throughout your day, not only during Qigong practice or Yuan Gong practice. Since what we do is such a enhanced version of Qigong, you can't really call it Qigong anymore. It's, Yuan Gong is the essence of everything that Yanzi could find for health development, be it martial arts, be it Tai Chi, be it Qigong, be it sports, science, but always, of course, following the laws of Qi. So I'm doing my best to exchange the word Qigong with Yuan Gong always, but today it happened. For you, those of you who have been at the teacher's training, Yanzi also has been talking about this time. This is one reason why I have also changed my website from the Qigong website to renshuilife.com website. So for those of you who have sent me beautiful feedback, I will put these onto the testimonial page on the web class, so that your testimonials might help with a lot of inspiration for others. So have lots of joy with practicing when you're walking outside, when you're outside in the external world doing things. Have lots of joy practicing your association with Qi, your association with your state. I know it's not easy to do this, to focus on Qi. as we have open eyes, but it's worth to start practicing it. Because how many hours a day do we practice Yuan Gong? So we can gain a lot of time in working with Qi when we use the little example I have given last week. So the Dantian breathing and watching the sunrise with open eyes. So we can use this little example and practice it whenever. Maybe at least when you look at something beautiful, open to the universe, gather some Qi there and bring Qi in. So when we are going internal, this is the second way of how I mean this going back inside today. Not only the room, but also it's time to go internal again. Being internal can mean a lot of things. It can mean that you focus on something in your body. It can mean you focus on something in your consciousness, a state or an emotion. It can mean that you focus on some Qi movement inside or an area. And I was blessed to give a session to someone yesterday who is doing Yuan Gong for a fairly long time, well, a few years now. And in this session there came some questions, and I was a little bit not startled is not the right word, what's the word? A little bit surprised that these questions would have come up. And basically it was a question about associating with Qi and how to do this. Now, I do teach this in my basic course when I give a beginner's course, which I call basics course, that lasts for 16 hours, and I don't really teach less than those 2 days. Because I just feel like I need the time for exactly those concepts. And I do use usually the time to teach about how to associate, how to identify with Qi, how to identify oneself as being a Qi field, as being Qi, with building a Qi field, and also when we do the squats. This is where I incorporate this teaching. And so I thought yesterday, maybe this is a good idea for web class. And as you will have noticed, the link has come sent out a little bit later, because that's one of the reasons. There's been more reasons, one of them being my brother being here and me kind of falling into holiday mode and not really finding space, nor time, nor the inspiration to do a class. I was actually happy to be able to do some Yuan Gong with open eyes. I managed to do squats every day, and as long as they were here, and then also a little bit of practice at the beach when they have been playing in the waves. But I haven't done my usually long hours of practice every day, because we were busy playing cards, talking, playing with each other, like, having fun. And so that's probably a third meaning when I said going back inside. Do you recognize this sometimes in life? It's quite tempting to let practice fall aside, do not connect or associate with your internal, because so much of the majority of humans seem to not having to do this, and sometimes practice feels like it's something we have to do. It's some form of duty we need to do. And so actually I have observed this, and it caught me this time, so to speak, holiday mode. Well, it's no real reason to fall into thinking bad about oneself, feeling like a failure, feeling undisciplined, feeling all sorts of things, because those are usually the things, that come up when we feel we have a duty, when we feel we have a responsibility, and we judge ourselves that we do not carry out this responsibility or this duty very well. May it be keeping a healthy state, may it be keeping association with chi, may it be keeping up with our, healthy, following the laws of health and universe thing. So this was one reason for why I didn't really get to do a web class. The other reason was that I couldn't quite pick up on information for the web class until yesterday's session. And that's when it became quite clear, right, so this is actually what is the information for this week in the chi field. That's what I didn't pick up on, that it's time to focus a little bit on the chi aspect and an aspect of how to associate with it, rather than the consciousness aspects that we have been focusing on a lot the last few weeks with the information. But by now I've been getting so much feedback that, they really love, meaning you all, you really love the parts when I give information, because practice is really something that I can do by myself, or that everybody of us can do by oneself. And so the whole week I've been feeling, the next class will be little talking and just very quiet and calm, focusing a little bit on Rou Qi. And that is still the information primary in the Qi field, so we're going to do this. But beforehand I will talk a little tiny bit about associating with Qi. And also, you might have heard the word squats today, which is something that I'm not talking lots about other than in the basics course, because it's such a basic exercise, and I do them almost every day, and I love them so much. They give me so much strength and so much a beautiful state, actually. Some days there's just other things to do when I need to get up and do other things, but then usually I can do one or two throughout the day, or what I keep hearing from other people is, I don't have time for squats, I have so much other things to do, first method, second method, third method, fourth method, I don't have time for all of it. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to use the squats to associate with one example on Qi. To use squats as an example, how we can focus and associate with Qi, how we can identify ourselves as a Qi field. Because squats are fairly good, actually, to do this. Why? Well, pretty much, first of all, because the whole body is busy doing something. So the focus is very much within the unification of body, Qi and mind. And when the focus is increased, it's also easier to focus on the identification of Qi, the association with Qi. Are you all clear on the word association? To associate with something could also mean bringing the focus on becoming this thing, relating to the thing that you associate with, or, thinking about it, being it. And that's what I mean when I talk about association with chi. Associate with chi means become chi. Be aware of that you are chi. Be chi. Be aware of the level of information. Be aware of the level of energy. Be aware of the level of material. These are the three aspects of chi. Chi is information, energy, and material, and so you can associate all that you know all the time with all the three aspects when you do associate with chi. And you can do that, of course, either singularly, meaning you associate with everything you know about information, or you associate everything with the energy, or you associate everything with the material. But of course, the most effective part would be to associate with chi on a totality kind of level. Chi as a totality. And what came out for me yesterday with this person, and so I'm just using this. If this is not happening for you, it's fine, but maybe this will still help you today. I'm hoping, at least. But what came up for this person is that she wasn't really completely realizing that, because she feels chi very strongly, as chi meaning mostly the energy part within the three aspects, and so she can easily associate with chi as material. She can also see chi, so for her it's not the issue of associating with chi on these levels. But what was the little hiccup within the bridging and the connection was, how do you associate with chi within your body? Which part of the body are you, turning chi into, or making chi, or... It wasn't very clear-cut, as you can see. I can't really get a very distinctive description on it right now. But what we mean is that the focus on the body is quite strong still, and there is a lot of boundaries or very clear-cut structures about the body. And as soon as this happens, the body seems to be the biggest reality, and not that the body is a chi field. So what has gone missing, and what's going into missing every time she associates with the body, is this association that the body is a chi field. So whenever she hears the word body, she's in this... I'm observing something that's happening right while I'm talking right now with you. I keep saying she, because the thing is that I do remember that for me in the beginning it was the same thing, and still sometimes when my state is not very, very good and I tend to practice, that's where squats are fabulous then. Or sometimes, do you know those days when the Yuan Gong practice just doesn't get the magic level? Like, just magical. Everything is light and easy and the body is dissolved and you're just floating as chi through chi and so on. This is what happens then. Your consciousness associates to a big degree with the reality of the body as a body, instead of the body as a chi field, or the body being chi. And what happens is that we have this very not harsh, not hard either. What's the word in English? This very fixed, can you see? I'm touching my body. You can feel it. It's physical. This very physical reality. And how difficult is it to change this physical reality for you? How easy or how difficult is it to make this association, this reality of your physical body, to make it transformable? So in other words, how easy or difficult is it for you to change the structure of your bones, or if there's something sick growing inside of your body, or if there is something missing inside of your body when you have, for example, a bone fracture or an osteoporosis or things like that. Can you see? This is kind of critical of how your consciousness is picking up the association with your body. How fixed is your problem? How physical? Also, probably it's a little bit about how real is your body for you, and how real is chi. Isn't it that that's one aspect of our Yuan Gong practice, our work with consciousness, that we are trying actually to let go of a little bit? We are practicing to be a chi field, we are practicing to be light and free, we are practicing to achieve more understanding or receive or become and have more understanding of the totality. That we are a chi field that is in constant connection with everything as we open and close as chi. So how much and how strong can we associate with this reality or non-reality? Because our physical reality is also part of the total reality. So there is an example I always like to use, and it's not quite that simple. There's quite a lot of possibilities that we can use. A lot of analogies that come to my mind always for helping to understand the consciousness on different layers. That this is what it really, it's valuable. It really pays off a lot for our work on life, or actually I would like to call it critical. It's critical to be able to associate with chi within the total reality of body, chi and mind. You want to be able to transform and change your life. And most of us, at least at the beginning, are in this, in Ren Shui, to change and transform some state of physical health, something within our body. You know, we want something more or we want something less happening in our bodies. And so that's the association with qi that we need to strengthen so we can override the association with the physical reality. This fixed, hard, tough material that is so not easy to transform, it seems. Or how easy can you transform a bone? Is it easy for you to bend a bone? Is it easy for you to just think the tumor is gone? So let's have a look at some analogies here. When we associate, for example, the body as ice, the qi as water, and the consciousness as steam or gas, it's easy for you to move qi around in steam, right? Steam is is very flexible and fluent. It's very here and not here. So it's very easy to make steam go away. You just have to blow in it, you know, and it's gone. With the water you can still bend it, you can form it, you can transform it easily into, you know, if you want it in a glass, you just take the glass and you put it in. But how easy is it to work on ice, or to bend ice, or to make ice go into a different form? Don't go too black and white on me right now, because I know ice is melting and then it becomes water. But can you see what I mean? So when you're trying to shift to bring the ice into a different form, you probably will melt it first into water. Ice carving is another possibility. But that would be the most hard work, right? So that's a little bit how I associate actually the different types of medicine. So the ice carving would be Western medicine, you know, surgery and using medicine itself, you know, chemicals to change on the level of ice, the body. And working with qi is, you know, for example, like the energy aspect. So that would be yoga and homeopathy or acupuncture. That's the level of water. But what we do in Ren Shui is actually we're working on the level of the steam. And it's so easy to make steam go into something else. So it's the consciousness level we use and learn to work with and associate with on qi. And of course it's the less fixed version. So also it makes healing the most effective and most safest and fastest possibility within healing. You know, there's more potential for faster progress because it's all less fixed. I hope you can follow my thought processes. I'm just talking of how I associate with qi and how I make, you know, changes and determinations within these kinds of areas. Another analogy that I do use is, you know, there's iron, and when you want to make a sword, have you ever seen in a movie when they heat the iron up so it becomes liquid, and like this they can pour it into a form, and they pour it into the form for a sword, and here we go, the sword has to cool off, and then then you have a sword. It's basically impossible to get a sword out of a brick of iron, or it's a lot of work, but I don't even know if you can do it. I think you have to mold it first, and then you have to work it, and then it still is very hard work, right? So I invite you to use these pictures, these, the essence of these analogies, to understand on some levels of your consciousness how effective and how possible it becomes to clear your body of physical ailments on the level of qi and information, rather than on the level of the physical. Why would you go to an osteopath, or why would you go to someone who gives you a massage if a muscle doesn't sit right, when your consciousness has pulled your body posture out of the healthy posture, so that the bone or the muscle have twisted, and that's what has disaligned your spine? Why would you not just go and do squats to align your sacrum and to align your spine? I would like to invite you to think about those kinds of things, because I think you would have a huge advantage if you would manage to look into those patterns of your consciousness, about how you're thinking, about where you get your health from the fastest, safest, and most effective way. So, association with qi. How do we get, when we practice, how do we get into a state where we do not associate or identify a lot with our physical body? So we do get into the state in which the material that we are is very easy and simple, transformable. What is the state, or how do we get into the state in which we are on a material basis very easy to take on a different form, to change something in the form, to change altogether? Can you see how it is worth to talk and think and, about the association of qi, the association that you are a qi field, that you are a qi that forms a qi field, that you can go and practice a state of consciousness that is deeper and deeper and deeper. So you have less and less association with being a fixed, very, predetermined form. This is a state in which people can dissolve their tumors in just one moment. So it is really important to spend some time with learning this, learn and gain more understanding about how to do this, and then going about and practicing that. And this is what we do practice when we practice Yuan Gong, essentially. This is what we refer to when we want to go into a deeper and deeper and deeper state. The state in which we become qi, we become a qi field. the state in which we can replace information that is unhealthy with healthier information. The state in which it is easy to cure a bone, cure genetic information. What is genetic? Genetics are molecules, meaning that's still physical. When you understand that genetic information could be associated with prenatal information, then you would know, all right, I have to make the quality of my kidney chi better, because this is what carries my prenatal information, all the information from before my my birth. So let's come to the more practical part. I know there's a lot of information today. The information is very strong because it is one of the more it's the one on the really fundamental level for working with chi and working with consciousness to transform your life and to enable you to transform your life. Again, we're with the word transformable. Trans, different, form, taking on a different form, able, ability. So, a different form of life, meaning a healthier life, a more peaceful life, a harmonious life, more joy, the strong sense of well-being, the strong sense of happiness that is very calm. Association with chi is one key here. If you have been sitting cross-legged, go ahead and please open your legs so we soon can go and do some squats together. Go ahead and just allow the chi to flow down and up. Okay, so we're going to use the squats to associate with chi and being a chi field, and then we're going to row chi, need chi to do that. When you practice Yuan Gong, any of the methods or any of the supplementary exercises, have you ever asked yourself where you are when you do that? Are you aware of being part of the universe? And on what level are you aware of that? Can you do something actively to actually change that? Yes, you can. You can adjust your association with chi. You can adjust your identification of being chi. You can adjust the way you relate to your physical reality in the moment of practice. And correspondingly, as you are working on this adjustment in and throughout your practice, you can then go on and use what we've learned in last web class, from sunrise to sunset. You can expand what you have learned and associate more and more with being a chi field in your day-to-day life with open eyes. When you walk, when you sit, when you stand, in the car, in the supermarket, in your work, when you are dealing with your family, when the kids are jumping around you and you are very much tied into your physical reality of sounds and movement and all the seeing reality also is a big one, of course. So where are you when you practice? Janse says it very often, but somehow it's interesting how Janse teaches. He just talks about something and then he lets a line, a phrase, a sentence drop and keeps on talking about something else. And it's almost like there's a lot of necessity to read between the lines. And that's how you work on the chi field in a totality kind of way. It's reading the information. It's being one with the chi field rather than only listening with your ears and only listening to words and the definition of words. So I'm trying to not get too distracted by, not distracted, I think is the word, divergent, is that? Too many diversions, not taking too many detours, but somehow I'm just following the information and, like always, I'm seeing what comes out. So I hope you can still follow. What I was talking about is that Janse talks about it quite often, actually, about this association of chi that I'm trying to get to today with the information. And that is, do you associate with standing in the room, or do you associate with being a chi person that is all alone in the universe, just hovering there? I hope I say it right. Hovering, like the hover boat, just being suspended in the nothingness of chi. You could also maybe imagine being suspended up in the air, just floating, but we don't want to associate with planet or atmosphere, so we do not want to associate on that level with physicality. Or let's say better, we do not want to associate on that level with our physical reality when we do practice Yuan Gong or when we just work with Qi. You want to consciously and very awarely, no, that's not an English word, I think, with a lot of awareness and consciously associate with being a Qi person, a Qi field person. There is no bones in there, there is no muscles in there, there is no central nervous system or nerves or even blood vessels. If you want to take care of any of those things specifically, you put that into your chi field in the beginning. When you build the chi field, you put the information in, and after building the chi field, you let go of your physical reality. Totally would be the most beneficial outcome. And that's what this class is today for. I hope that it will support you in deepening the understanding about this association with chi field and chi. So I will say it again in case you have forgotten to read between the lines. Here comes the essence phrase, sentence of this class. Are you identifying yourself, relating to yourself, and associating with being a chi field person, all alone, far out in the universe? Are you? Well, from today on, you are. Okay? How do you do this? Well, basically how you imagine your kitchen in your head right now. Go ahead, with open eyes, imagine you're standing in your kitchen. And now you just exchange your kitchen with the universe. And we're talking about far out universe where there is no physicality, meaning you're not within a solar system. You are on the level and in the dimension of that universe where there is no physicality anymore. You are on the level of that in the universe that is on the level before yin and yang have happened. So you could associate it with nothingness, but that's not real, is it? That's not the total reality, because there is still chi. And what kind of chi is there? Yes, yuan chi, original chi, pure chi, not yet split up into two, not yet split up into opposing information, up, down, left, right, heavy, light, dark, light. Oh, there's a lot of light. Exactly. There is a lot of light in the universe. And this chi is very bright and very light. A lot of light. So associate yourself hovering as a very bright and light chi field person that doesn't have exactly the very, very well structured and a funny idea just comes to my head. It's not HD, high definition quality, you know, where there is very exact forms and boundaries to a person. You're more like, you know, fog. So a foggy chi person, that where the boundaries, the internal and the external, aren't very exactly defined. So you have to consciously disassociate yourself from all these exact things, the exact lines of your body, the exact boundaries of your body, the exact form of your body. If you don't do that, no one else will do it. And like everything in working with chi, it starts somewhere. So in the beginning you can start with visualization. You close your eyes and you imagine a chi person in the universe. Like you can imagine standing a person in your kitchen. Any person. And eventually, as you practice over the weeks and months, and the more you do this kind of association, the more you will turn into this person yourself. So then it's not an looking from the external onto this person in your visualization. Then you have turned into this person, and you're looking from being this non-defined, not very exactly outlined chi field person, and you're looking out into the universe and your surroundings of bright, very bright and transparent chi. And as you practice along, you become this person. So there's the visualization then goes away and it turns into a sensation, a perception, a state of awareness or a state of being. And in this state, in which you will not feel a body, of course, anymore, because the body is far away from your consciousness, in this state, you have all the abilities in the potential universe. I would have liked to say all the possibilities in the world, but the world is too small. the world is not enough. So, opening means associating with chi and chi field. And where is the best place to do that? In your kitchen or in the universe? Where is the chi field of better quality? Where is the chi of better quality that surrounds you? So, if you are a chi field, we're going to use another analogy. If you are a sponge and you lay yourself down into a pool of water, will you prefer, when you're the sponge, will you prefer to lie in muddy water, or would you prefer to lie in a clear, super pure drinking water, quality, yummy mountain lake? Not difficult to decide, right? When you're a sponge, do you prefer to be dirty or do you prefer to be pure? So ask yourself, where do you think it is a better idea? Practicing in your kitchen or practicing in the universe? I don't know where you practice. You probably don't practice in your kitchen. But it's a good idea to practice in every room of your house, because you are actually forming a chi field, and especially if you imagine that you are the universe and standing in the universe, or suspended in the universe, hovering in the universe, while you are in a specific room, you clear this chi field a lot, because you integrate the chi field of the universe with this room. And this is how you can better and increase the quality of a certain room or a certain area. And that's also what we're doing. Because the rooms, what's a chi field? A chi field is a space. And it can be a room, but it can also be you. So when you open and close, why would you stand here? I'm going to stick with the kitchen for now, okay? Why would you stand in your kitchen and open and close and drag your consciousness first out of your kitchen, through the roof, through the floor, far out into the atmosphere first, and then you associate with all of these things? Why would you not directly be in the universe? Huge and wide and bodiless, formless, and just open right from there and close from there. The time goes and goes, and I still have a lot to talk about. So that's quite funny. It's so interesting, because the whole week I've been thinking about, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what information to bring out. Oh well, let's just do some long practice then. And once I've built the chi field for that, to support me, to find some really yummy information for you, to help you and me with our life development, seems like I have a lot to talk about right now. So I hope you do enjoy it. I certainly do. Because I only have talked about the opening so far. There is the closing to be needing to be talked about. What do you associate with when you close? So let's assume that now you're hovering in the universe. You can do this right now. Ask yourself this moment, are you sitting where you're sitting, or are you sitting as a chi person in the universe? I am currently hovering on a cushion of chi, pure yuan chi, that is in the universe. I am in the universe. my state is associating with this information, that I'm hovering in the universe, and this is where I get the information from. This is why there is so much information I can talk about, because out here in the universe there is so much information that we can use, because it's very strong information. It's not diluted through physical information of the atmosphere or the country or the area that I'm in or the room that I'm in. It's pure and strong and fine, and it's wise, because that's what the universal chi is. And there is no need to restrict yourself in only being in the universe when you are practicing Yuan Gong. You can lie in your bed and imagine that you're hovering and lying, floating in the universe. This is a very good state how to go to bed, how to go to sleep in. So, right now, this very moment, I'm just struck by a perception and an awareness, a feeling, a state of awe that how the Chi field is supporting my teaching for you, and also, for me, because last week I've been teaching you about practicing with open eyes. And this week I'm talking about this information, and it's just perfectly how it's integrating. Can you see? Do you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes I'm amazed of where this all comes from, because I'm not always that genius. I'm only that genius when I'm unifying when I'm out in the universe, and so I know it's not me. So, not that you think I'm genius. I'm in awe of what genius things come out of me, but it's the universe that is that genius, because the universe has this genius, wise, intelligent information for us to use. If we know how to reach it, and you reach it through the association as being a chi field, as being unified with the universe. A chi field can integrate and melt with the universe so easily. If you associate as being a body, it's very difficult. The universe is far away and there's a lot of distance and a lot of disassociation happening. Do you get to see what I mean? I hope for your life I do. I'm doing the best I can to use it, to explain this in words, because in a way this is a way of teaching totality, which will be a focus on the next American retreat in April. Okay, so let's move and shift to the closing. Where do you draw chi to when you draw chi to a place that you want to heal? Where do you associate with? What do you associate with? When you row chi, what part of your body are you holding, and how do you do that? Do you really think you're sitting on your chair and you're kneading chi ball in your hands? The same again. So in the external you are in the universe, but what are you kneading? What are you, where do you do row chi to? And you can apply this to everything, to rubbing chi, to Tian Yuan, to Di Yuan. Well, all the methods, let's just make it easy and simple, so I don't have to say them all. So when you row qi, let's say to your spleen, first of all, you should know what your spleen is for. On the informational, on the qi, and on the physical level. Maybe this is what we're going to go through the next few weeks. I have this information is quite present for a few weeks, but it didn't feel right until now. But maybe we focus on each organ and on the 3 levels for the next few weeks. But I can't promise. We'll see. Because I just go with the chi field, and if that's not the information that I should talk about, then I'm not getting any information, and then I can't talk about it because there's no words coming out of my head and mouth. So let's focus on the chi, on the spleen for now. What did you just associate with when I said, let's focus on your spleen? Did you think this area and the little organ, have you ever seen it on a picture? By now most people have seen pictures of organs. You have seen pictures of bones. Your associative mind associates with something, some picture or some understanding. This is what you have to look into if you want to turn yourself, or what's the word? If you want to be in a good state, in a good position, if you want to bring yourself into a good position to associate with a very easy and simple transformable substance or aspect of your life. You need to create a state and a surrounding and a position in which you can easily transform some aspect of your life. Is this aspect physical, in the body, or is it an information? Is it a pattern of consciousness? Is it something within your chi? You need to play around and change the surroundings, change the relations, change the association. Make the fixed association and the "this is how it is" association. I have a sore tooth. No. You have chi that's right now isn't blocked. That is blocked and that doesn't flow. And it's easy to make chi flow. It's combing through the chi. So right now I was combing through a tooth. That is actually not my problem right now, but still maybe someone of you has some teeth problems, and so that's what we're going through. We're just combing the chi, making the chi flow in your tooth. Let's go back to the spleen. Now I'm combing chi through the spleen. But not only the spleen, this whole area, and at the same time I actually am a huge chi person that is hovering in the universe. And you can imagine, for example, fog. You, the chi field person, is fog, very undefined, very not exact, very bright, very light chi. And you are just fog within fog. So you are a chi field within the chi field of the universe, and it's so easy to come through this and to just, the chi, the sick chi is going through the fingers, and it's just being stirred around and moved, and the issue is dissolved. It doesn't matter if it was a tumor, an infection, or simply a little bit of blocked chi that has happened since yesterday, because you had some thought that has to do with kidney chi, and so some fear probably, and bones are the extension of kidney chi, because kidney chi is responsible for bones, and teeth are is bone. Can you see? You can play with association so much and always go from the more difficult to change it, to transform it, from the more difficult or almost impossible transformability of the part you're working on, and make it more transformable. Raise, with your association of your consciousness, raise the ability to transform it, to change the form. It's so much fun. And it has to float out from practice into life, into every second. And in this state, you have the ability to clear and clean and cure and heal everything. But this is what you need to get to with your mind. More and more association with what you truly are, being a chi field, on the fundamental level what you are. So when you close chi, now what are you? Are you the person in the universe? Close chi to your spleen. Does the spleen have a center, or can you go into an infinite universe within your spleen chi field? Or do you have to stop on the level of the core? Which core are you talking about? The center of a form? Or are you focusing on the center of a molecule? Or the core of an atom? Are you focusing on your genes? What is your deepest inside? Can you see? This is how you have to play with your consciousness and think about. And then, why not making a universe within the universe where you can just send the chi in, and from in this universe it just explodes out in health and bright chi and light. Okay. So we are going to do a few squats, and I will talk you through them with an association that I hope will help you. Because with squats that's quite easy to do. And then we will do a little bit of Ro Chi, but not as much as I thought. I was planning on doing an hour of Ro Chi. That won't happen now. Okay, so please stand up. And put yourself into a good position. The feet are closed. Go ahead and look down at your feet. If you do not have the awareness with not looking, you need to use your eyes for a moment. Your heels should be touching in the back. Your toes should be touching in the front. Your ankles should be touching. If you cannot do squats like this, you might want to put yourself in front of a chair, a heavy chair, or a table. A table leg is quite good because you can hold on to the table leg like this then. The bed frame is fabulous because you have to go down for a while, for a little bit, and then you can just bring your hands underneath and hold on to the bed like that. From the frame from below. My recommendation with squats is to get to there as fast as possible. So meaning, if you can do squats with opened legs, and you can go all the way down, then go ahead and close your feet and rather just waiting. So go ahead and close your feet and rather hold on to something but have your feet closed instead of open feet and doing it without holding on to. Because this is a very straight position. When your feet are doing what I've just explained, your body is in a very straight position. And so all your joints are aligned in the physical laws, very straight. And like this, you will not damage your body in any way if you do squats. Very much the opposite. Of course, I hope you see my legs. Maybe I should go back a little bit. My feet. So, of course, if you do squats like this, can you see my duck feet now? Looking outwards? Or maybe like this. So, if you're doing squats and you cannot close your feet, then you have to check that you're standing parallel and not further than your hips or your shoulders, which is the same. So the width should not be more than your hips. And so this would be too far. This is the right amount now. If you would, yeah? And better closed, closed, closed. And you have to make sure that your feet are parallel, that they're straight, so that the ankles, knees, and hip joints are aligned and straight down. Yeah? Are you maybe wondering right now, she was just talking an hour about association with chi and disassociation from the body, and now all she does talk is the alignment of joints? This is the unification with the body that comes before the unification with chi or state. And it is part of the total reality. And you have to bring a lot of awareness and follow the laws on these levels as well. But once you have aligned your body, you go into the relaxation, you go into building the chi field, and that's where you start associating with being a chi field. Okay, do you see? It is necessary to take the physical reality into account at some stage. But you wanna, that's why we talk about the unification of body, chi and consciousness with the universe. And Janse actually talked about the unification with the 5 shin as well now, but let's keep it simple for today. Okay, so you put yourself in the best possible position you can, and the better, the closed feet are better. Okay? Just make sure your feet are parallel. It's not a problem if you can't close them yet. In 10 years it will be different. If you practice, I mean. And squats is certainly worth practicing. Okay. And then we go through the motions. And the associations, I tell you when we're in it. Okay? So go ahead and look straight forward. And I want to, one more time, ask you to look down and check your feet. Are they straight? Are they parallel? Are they flat on the floor? Good. No wider than your hip joints. Good, then stand up and look straight forward. Here we're going to start with the association of chi. Imagine right now with open eyes, as you're looking forward, you are a huge chi person that hovers in the universe. As you're looking at this point in front of you, disassociate what your eyes see and associate it with bright chi is what you see. Draw your vision back with the chi of the universe. Gently close your eyes. Close your vision to the center of your head. Associate with the universe within your head. And bring your association to your chin. Imagine your chin is chi. This whole area of chi there, it's a ball of chi. Not very structured, not very defined and exact. From there, pull out 2 strings of chi and bring them to your ears. And from the tip of your ears, bring the 2 strings up to Bai Hui from inside. So there is a chi string going from the chin, that is chi. The chin is a chi field. And you have pulled 2 chi channels out to the ears. And from the tip of your ears, the 2 chi channels, the 2 chi strings, 2 chi spirals go up inside to Bai Hui. Bai Hui is a little bit at the back of the head, at the highest point of your head, and from there you pull this chi string up with your mind. And as you do this, the chi is pulling you upwards and straight. And the chin is coming close to the throat. Keep pulling into the universe with this chi string and observe what happens with your chi neck. The neck is long and open, and you now can let go of the shoulder blades and the tensions between the shoulder blades. The spine is being pulled long. One more time, associate with the chi in your chin. Put your tongue tip on the upper palate. And pull this chi string from the chin to the ears. Just follow the chi now. The chi is pulled actually, the string is there. Follow this chi string up in the head into Bai Hui, and from Bai Hui out into the universe. You are a chi person that is hovering in the universe. You are suspended. You are hanging off this suspended chi string into the nothingness of the universe below. And just like this, you are in a very easy, transformable state. Smile naturally. Or relax. Down. Imagine all the parts of your chi field are hanging down from this chi string. The chi field of head and face, the chi field of neck and throat, the chi field of your shoulders, the arms, the chi hands and fingers. The chi field of your chest cavity is light and free and healthy. Breasts are chi fields. All the sick information is already dispersed. There is clear and beautiful chi in your breasts and your chest, your upper back. Relax your abdomen and your lower back. It's an area of chi. Relax the area of your chi field pelvis and imagine Hui Yin as a chi gate. And like you have done before, gather chi there from inside Hui Yin and pull a chi string out from Hui Yin into your body upwards. And it's lifting this whole gate of Hui Yin upwards. And now tie this chi string into your Ming Men in the lower body, back. Make a bow. In your mind, use the chi string and make a bow. Hook it there into Ming Men. tie a bow, the qi string is tied, Hu-yin is lifted, and that's how your Hu-yin stays lifted. Now your lower back should be naturally coming out, and your knees should be naturally bent very slightly, minimally slightly. Relax your chi-filled legs down. They are hanging freely in the universe below. There is no floor. You are suspended. You are chi. You are upright and straight. Inside there is a spaciousness and an emptiness. And this space and emptiness you can now expand into all directions. And the chi-filled person goes away and turns and is melting with all of the universe. Your Shen, your chi, has merged and melted with the universal chi. Far out, you are the universe. And now bring this chi back. You are a chi-filled person, and your feet are standing at the bottom of the universe. You are standing inside the universe, and you are as tall as the universe. Your feet standing inside at the ground of the universe, and the top of your head is bumping up against the upper boundary of the universe. Do not make a big science out of it. Just imagine you're standing in a big ball that's as big as the universe, and all is chi. You are bright light chi person, empty. Associate with being as tall and long as the universe. And when you're there, all is chi. Now think the entire universe, associate with all the chi of the universe, and imagine that you're pulling the entire universe and all its chi into Dantian. Think Dantian and go down into the squat. All you have to think is Dantian. If you can, put your arms around and roll your head down, thinking Dantian. You are still as tall as the universe. The whole universe is inside Dantian. And now think Bai Hui, and think the top of the universe, and you're standing up until you bump up against the boundaries of the universe with your Bai Hui. And this is where you become the universe again. Associate with the universe. Again, your feet are far at the ground of the universe in light, transparent chi, and your head is bumping up against the universe above. Now think the whole universe pull chi into Dantian and go down, pulling chi from all directions into Dantian. Chi is gathering inside Dantian. Breathe naturally. Think upstairs Bai Hui. Stand up. Your chin is close to the neck. Relax the whole body, chi field. Associate again with hanging down from this suspension chi string. Associate with filling the whole length of your chi-filled body with the universe. There is only universe around. All is beautiful and well. Think the universe. Think Dantian go down. Chi is gathering in Dantian. The whole chi field is healthy. Stand up, thinking the universe. You are still this chi-field person, wide and far. Feel your longitude, feel the length, feel the empty space. Associate with being a chi field. Down, drawing chi into Dantian. Your Dantian can take the whole universe inside. Associate with the universe and stand up by Hui, filling the whole universe. Think Dantian, draw and pull chi into Dantian. Stand up. All the sick information is melting in the universe. You are the universe, the pure and clean and healthy and well universe. Associate the chi field of the universe. Associate Dantian down into Dantian. Dantian chi is gathering and gathering and gathering. Associate chi universe, stand up. By Hui, you're filling the universe in the whole length. Use this time to associate with a deep state of spaciousness. Maybe you can feel chi flow up and down, or rise. Again, associate yourself with the universe above and below. Draw chi to Dantian, go down. Keep breathing chi into Dantian. Stand up, pulling from the chi string. Associate spaciousness, harmony and peace. Associate chi. Think Dantian go down. Imagine and associate chi streaming into Dantian from everywhere, the back and the front, from below and above. Think Dantian Chi. Let it rise up to Bai Hui and let it keep going out into the universe above. Stand up. Chi is pulling you upwards. Well and healthy. Down, the last one, pull Chi into Dantian. Dantian Chi is abundant, healthy, well. Stand up, become the whole universe. Open your arms and hands, turn them forward. Your hands are far out, surrounding the whole universal Chi. Draw it around, draw it into lower Dantian. Feel the very strong Chi field. You are still standing in the universe, drawing it into your Dantian. Now associate with only being Dantian as your nourished Chi. Mind and the association of your mind is Dantian. Chi is gathering there. And then go ahead and associate 2 Chi fields around your hands. Open your hands to gather Chi for head and face. Rub the 2 Chi fields into one another and then rub your hands. As the Chi keeps streaming into your hands and in between your hands. And then carry this Chi up and associate it, send it into your head and the space of your head. And this is where you slowly get into back the reality of all 3 things, the body and the world around you, rubbing Chi into your temples, send Chi from the universe inside, rub your eyes, rub your nose, airways, sending Chi there, send Chi into your whole face. And then comb Chi through your whole consciousness. Vibrate Chi through Bai Hui and Yu Chen. Vibrate Chi into your ears and plop it out. And then massage your earlobes from top to bottom. This is how you get back into a physical reality, but you can try to keep associating yourself with being a Chi field. Stay in the universe. This is what Yansa does. Form and formless. Pull the earlobes. Relax your hands. And gently open your eyes. Still being one with the universe. We have done only a few squats. How do you feel now? Let me guess. Do you feel expanded? Do you feel you are in a different reality? In a more expanded reality? Do you have access and can you influence total reality? What do you think? Do you have a chance to be a transformable human being? Do you now think or know of yourself that you have the ability to transform, to change? You are simply chi, and sick chi is easily changed and transformed. Thank you so much, and I see you next week.